we're hiding out behind these hives. Not because I'm afraid of the bees. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. I'm glad you could join me for another day in this 2020 season where I'm taking you all the way from winter through to the next fall. And guys, always remember, it's not a how-to video. It's just me showing you my operation here in southeast Louisiana. I'm keeping you close in because of the wind. But look, I'm going to try and split these couple of hives that were swarming out here. And they swarmed for whatever reason. They had the space. Their nests were plugged. I gave them more space so that they had places to go. Even the queen, one of them could have went up and laid in the storage, still fine. But just not sure what happened. Guys, it's super windy on top of this hill, so I don't know how well this video is even going to come out. So I'm going to get busy real quick. I need to find my queen if I can, determine whether they swarmed or not, and I want to split them with a double screen divider board. At this point, with bees swarming, it really doesn't matter because they're not a production hive at that point if they do swarm. Ooh, I'm gonna get out of this wind and get going. I really don't. I'm gonna have to play music during this video and explain what I did later. That's just unlike me. You know what I mean? Ooh, well, it's always windy on top of this hill. All right, let me get going. I saw cups. There were no eggs in them, and the nests were not plugged. So we gave them space. This one I gave no excluder to. They had plenty of space. She could have even went up in there and laid if she wanted to. But they had their mind on swarming. So we got to find her. Whether there's a cell. I want to carefully take this out. I got to determine whether they swarmed or not too. If they've already swarmed, then I'm not going to split them. Guys, they may have swarmed. Not a lot of bees. If they did, then we'd just leave them alone. See, the brood nest wasn't plugged or anything. I mean, everything was fine with this hive. Hey guys, we're hiding out behind these hives. Not because I'm afraid of the bees. That south wind is blowing like crazy. It would literally blow bees off the frame. Had to go through it real quick. Honestly, folks, I think it swarmed already. The numbers weren't there. I went frame by frame, didn't see the queen, and the numbers were so light that I could see well. Tons of brood in there. Left two beautiful, beautiful swarm cells that are up on the frame. Left one little knobby one on the bottom. You know, I might go back and kill that one actually now that I think about it. And I took a couple with me in a nuke that I'm gonna go put in a 2-frame. So let me go in here and see if I want to get rid of that little knobby one. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave them now at this point. I don't need to split them. I think they've already swarmed. I couldn't leave you there. It blew the camera over. I mean, it is windy. Wow. It's always windy up here, but not like this. Oh well, I'm gonna move this other one and see if it needs to be split. I'm out. I mean, what do you think? Are the numbers super packed in here so far? I don't think so. Slows her laying down. See, that's what I'm saying. So this hive was full. That's why I supered it. And I look at this frame here, and the nest is 6 frames in the middle. And yeah, I think they swarmed, guys. I don't see the queen went to the top. They look like they're packed. They're really not. I don't think splitting this hive is going to do anything. There's no sign of the queen. I think they've swarmed. Now we got to very hopeful for that they don't, when they emerge, we don't get a secondary swarm. The secondary swarm comes when there's still a pile of bees and they reduce even further down. I'm going to hope that doesn't happen. If it doesn't, we might still have a shot at some harvest on this one. Alright folks, back at the house. I'm going to throw the swarm cells in a 2-frame. The bees are already coming out of the entrance. I stirred them up a little bit, so I'm gonna throw them in here real fast, and then we'll see if we can make us a new queen. That'd be it. It's a good amount of bees. Don't want to damage the cell. Okay, this is the one without the cell. So this is the one I'm gonna have to move back and forth to get out. So I'm gonna stick it closest to the wall. Actually, I need to move this one around. See how they're out a little bit? So they're gonna have to switch this out. Let's put that there for now. So point them on the inside. Give them these. And that's it. I'll get y'all put in here and settled in. Alright guys, we're gonna ride around a little bit. The wind was horrible. Bitch, I'm not complaining about the wind, but it was so bad. I'd pull a frame and bees would blow off, so I had to keep them down low, and it was just, so in that case, I know the microphone was blown away. No sense in trying to fight it off. I'll figure out what to do with editing, and heck, it blew the camera over at one point, and finally just shut it off. But yeah, it was windy, and I'm all done there, and so, you know, I got to wait till I get in the truck to talk so we get out of the wind. But I remember those. You know, I had to get over my little bit of frustration this morning. I didn't really want to deal with them, and I said, no, let me go back and let's see, can we split them or do something with them? And so that's what I went to do. And I got to thinking back on those hives, and they had cups in them 10 days ago, but they didn't have eggs in them. And the populations looked heavy, but not like swarm heavy, like, oh my goodness, they're going to swarm type of heavy. And the thing with the one, it had an excluder in it. It had supers on it for like a week prior, probably 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, actually, it had supers on it. They would not go above that excluder. And this was a drawn and a foundation. Drawn on bottom, foundation on top. They refused to go above that excluder. And so, because of that, they went ahead and filled those cups with eggs, and or she did, and they built swarm cells. I pulled that excluder last week, but to no avail. It was too late. I'm not using them anymore. I'm done with those things. And look, they work for people, and keep on using them. Do what you know to do. I'm not doing them. And I'm not going to let any of y'all tell me why I should. It's just that simple. No offense. I'm just being that way. But anyway, and then the other one, it had cups but no eggs. It had a good amount of bees. Put a drawn super on it and said, okay, good to go. Nothing different than I do any other year. Both of them built cells all the way out. They must have laid eggs that day. So the plan was go back and do a vertical split on them. Basically, put a screen board in. Let them find the queen, put her somewhere, and put the cells in the other box, weed some cells out, and then see how they do, and put them back together. Yank the old queen, and put the box back together with a new queen. Or if they don't make a queen, put them back together. In other words, I didn't want to lose more than 10 days on the split. That was my goal with that. And then put them right back together. And maybe salvage a little bit of a honey season. Well, if I wouldn't have been so frustrated earlier this morning, and of course this would be a separate video, but if I wouldn't have been so frustrated, I'd have went through them then and realized I think they already swarmed. Plus, you know, the numbers, they were not boiling over. They were not. So what I did, I took and get ready to jump on this little back road because I got bees in the back. I need to get them home. But what I did was I went through them all and looked for the queen. Frame by frame, went back and forth two times through each frame, did not see her, just double checking, and was taking notice of how many bees there were, and there just weren't a lot of bees. I mean, it was a good amount of bees and a lot of brood, but not a ton of bees. Even with the brood emerging, we're losing bees at this time of year fast enough where I think they swarmed, and there was no queen, and the cells were all capped. There was a few that weren't, but I'm suspecting they're gone already. So I just left them alone, guys, and what I did was I weeded each one down to about 3 cells each. On the first one, I took some cells out. There were some beautiful cells that looked like in this place where a supersedure would be, but they're swarm cells. I mean, if they're swarm on the bottom, those aren't they don't supersede and swarm at the same time. So basically, I left 2 beautiful cells in there, plus about 2 more on the bottom of a frame, and I took all the rest out, put them in this nuke box with another frame of bees, and I'm going to take them home. What I'll do with those is I'll allow them to try and make that queen. If we make a queen and we need her back in the other hive, we got it. Plus I got other queens I can put back there, but basically I'm making a queen to have in case we need it for that hive. But we'll let them try and make a new queen. So I'll take that one home. I'm gonna put it in a 2 frame. I got it in a 5 frame now. I'm gonna put it in a 2 frame. They got honey in there and there's a flow going, so we're good. The second one, I went going through it and I had ripped a few cells. They were hooked to the bottom. And so I very carefully just took care of all the ones that were good in there still. And what I can tell is I got 3 cells in there. And that'll be fine. I think somebody broke down. So 3 cells in there. And basically 3 to 4 in the other one. What I want to prevent is while there's still a lot of bees left in there, if they did swarm, I don't want the cells to emerge and then those bees and this is what'll happen. And I read a lot of this about swarming on Michael Bush's page. He's got some pretty good stuff on there. What I don't want to happen is, since the primary swarm is gone, which I think it is, and we got a lot of bees left, I don't want to leave like 6 or 7 cells in there, 5 cells in there, so that when one of the virgins emerge, they go ahead and take more bees with them. That's a secondary swarm. So I broke them down to 3. And we'll hope that they stay put and use the new queen. That's the goal, guys. We have nothing to lose at this point because it's harvest time. In about 6 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks, we start really pulling. It's flow time in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe longer, I hope so. I need time. So that's what I did today. We're gonna hope it works. You know, I was very frustrated this morning. I had to go home and think on it for a minute. And see what I wanted to do, and that's what we did. It would have been interesting to use the double screen dividers, trying it at this time, and that's the kind of stuff I like to try new. But if they're already swarmed, don't split them. Leave the numbers there. Let's let the brood emerge. Let's get them built back up and see if we can pull some honey in about 3 weeks. And that problem is we're gonna have a brood break. That's good for mites, bad for population. When they're working this hard, they're dying faster. So, frustrating. Anyway, we're gonna see what happens. That's all we can do. We're still stewards. We're still stewards of these bees. We still get the opportunity, the privilege to work with them. So, I'm still a beekeeper. Still gotta, come back and take care of the bees. But, I reserve the right to get frustrated every now and then. Guys, I appreciate y'all joining me. I hope my frustration level from the other video doesn't turn anybody off, but hey, look, it's all part of it, and I'm glad y'all are along. I appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and give us a like if you like the video. It does help. It does help get out there to the recommended pages of people that enjoy watching bees, and it just gives them another one to watch. And don't forget to subscribe. Look and share it with your friends, your family, and anybody just enjoys watching bees. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, and God bless y'all.